Turn to Edo State, where the governorship election is scheduled to hold on the 21st of September this year. And political parties, as we've seen, have done their primaries, some with candidates which the court may still waiting to decide the legitimacy of the candidature in the forthcoming election. The big question, however, is what's the preparation of the political parties ahead of the big one and the plans to take over the Dennis Osadebe Avenue in Edo State. I'm joined by Zenith Labour Party candidate Bishop Akhalamhe. He joins me live from Benin. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
Terrific. I'm doing great. Let's begin with how you emerged candidate of the Zenith Labour Party in Edo. As former chairman of that party, would you say the process that adopted you as candidate was fair to other aspirants?
Yeah. You see, the party member from the state to the national. Look at what happened and said, this man has what we want. And they unanimously adopted me and their consensus candidates to contest the Edo 2024 Guba election. And I am so happy because of the confidence the people have in me. And today we are working so very hard, preparing to start our campaign in the month of April. I am so happy. We are glad together.
You also
and of course, it was a very smooth process. Very smooth. There were no issues. There were no crises. We all did it in love. I can tell you that the Zenith Labour Party was the only political party that did this primary without double candidates. It's something that we celebrate and something that other political parties have to emulate. We are peaceful in our party and we are hopeful that we will take over the matter of leadership in Edo State.
Well, there are two ways to look at that, really, Mr. Akhalamhe, as to the peace you have described within the ZLP. It also a function of how many candidates want to run on that platform relative to other political platforms. But you just announced Dr. Joyce Idubo as your running mate. Was that your decision or that of the party?
You see, let me tell you, before the primaries, we were having three aspirants in that primary election. So when they look at me and say, yo, this man, he has what it takes. You know what? In 2016, I contested the Edo Guba election. I contested against Governor Obaseki and 18 others. And I emerged third in that election. In 2020, I contested. I also performed very well. And they have all seen the capacity of Dr. Bishop Akhalamhe. And they did not have that on any other option than to join every other member to say, oh, let Dr. Akhalamhe go. We will queue behind him and we support him. That is how I emerge. Because in any political party, what is important is to look for a candidate that the people will accept. A man with that credibility. A man with that high mental capacity to deliver. That is who Bishop Akhalamhe represents. And the people know. That is why they adopted me as their consensus candidate.
All right.
So, you can check in other areas that you can see that even where they know that a particular aspirant or candidate, they have what it takes to drive. The greed within will not allow them to support such candidates. But that does not exist in our party.
I hear you clearly, Dr. Akhalamhe. You mentioned that you've contested twice now. In 2016, was it also with which party, really, in 2016?
Hello?
On what platform did you contest in 2016?
2016?
Yes. I'm asking what political platform you contested with in 2016.
Oh, in 2016, I contested under the People for Democratic Change, PDC.
All right. And then in 2020, you were with ZLP, right?
Yes.
But I heard you say that you performed well. That election, the ZLP had only 117 votes. That's just about 0.2% of the total votes cast in that particular election, coming in 11th position behind other parties. Why did you choose to run again on this same platform?
Is that at a check in 2016, when I contested, I emerged third position in People for Democratic Change. Then I said in ZLP in 2020, when I contested, I think I also did very well. But you see, this time around it will be different. It will be different because we have worked so very hard and strengthened our structure. And don't forget, that same year I contested that you saw, that was the year that Zenith Labour Party came to Edo State. It was not as strong as the way it is right now. But right now, we are very strong in the state. Our structure is now well consolidated compared to what happened in the last election.
But what do you make of those who say ZLP chances are brighter if it were to be with the Labour Party? At least in this case, Labour Party won the presidential election in Edo last year.
Come again, I didn't hear that.
I'm asking what you have to say to those who hold the opinion that your party's chances are brighter if it were to be with the Labour Party, seeing how well LP performed in the last presidential election in Edo State.
So let me say something very quickly to you. That if you check the last general election, in the state, in Edo State, we came out fourth. Well, we need to maintain that top position. We came out fourth because of the Peter B factor. But today, we are strategists. We have been able to look at the areas we have not actually worked very well. And we are trying to work very hard in these areas so that in 2024, the narrative will be different. The narrative will change. It's not going to be the way it used to be. They also feel that the chances of the Labour Party win election is very slim. They are very economical with the truth. Because what happens is this. What is important is that sometimes it's not even the political party that matters. It's the personality that inside the flag of that political party that matters. If you check very well, you can find out. Dr. Akhalamhe is a household name in the whole of Edo State. I am not just a household name for nothing. I am a mobile addict. I am intellectually mobile. I have what it takes. A developmental economy. I have what it takes to change the economy of Edo State and put it on the first line of the economy.
Dr. Akhalamhe,
that the majority of them.
I'm sure that you agree with me that we will have to wait till April before we start the campaign in earnest, if you can hear me clearly. But there is the PDP, for instance, that is incumbent in Edo, and then APC, which is the ruling party at the federal level. And you have the Labour Party still basking in the euphoria of its performance in the last election. Help me understand the structures you're talking about. How does ZLP plan in practical terms to beat these parties?
Now, let me tell you something very important. If you check the political parties that are competing with ZLP in the state now, the three political parties contesting with us in the Edo State are the PDP, are the APC, and the Labour Party, of course. Even before then, we were maintaining that top position. But I can tell you that if you look at it today, look at the PDP and APC. What you see inside today in these parties is as a result of what God is about to do in the life of Edo people through Bishop Akhalamhe and the ZLP. So I can tell you that even those who are in PDP and APC, who actually know that the man is quite to have what it takes to drive the economy, they will vote for me. They will support me. They will build the structure plus the one we have already. So that is why we are working very hard, because we know the message, the revelation that God has given to us. Listen, let me tell you something very important. God cannot give similar message to two persons. God gave me this message that I am sending you to Edo people, to liberate the people of Edo State. Take them out of poverty. Take them away from this cobweb of economic stagnation. And that is what I stand for. That is why I'm here in Edo State. And let me tell you something. Those factors will work for me, and I will match the next governor of the state.
So I get your point as to what God said to you, but did God also tell you the timing of this assignment? Did he say precisely that it's going to be in 2024?
It's not clear. I didn't hear you very well.
Okay, you mentioned that you have a divine assignment for Edo State.
Yes.
I was asking if there's also a timeline, if God was specific as to the timing for this assignment. Did he say that you were going to win, for instance, in 2024?
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. B, I got your question now. The time is now. That is why the people of Edo State gave it to me, the unknown there of Edo State. What that means is God chose it. It's not me that gave myself that name. The people gave me that name, the unknown there of Edo State. The time to liberate the people of Edo State through Bishop Akhalamhe, it is now. The message, the revelation God gave to me is now. It's very clear. Like I said, the message cannot be given to two persons. It can only be given to one. That is why God will mobilize all spiritual instruments to ensure that I mesh, I make Edo State an Eldorado.
Bishop Akhalamhe is the candidate of the Zenith Labour Party in the Edo State governorship election. Dr. Akhalamhe, thank you so much for talking to us on the program this evening. And of course, we wish you all the best. That's our show today. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be back at the Eco Hotel and Suites, where there's ongoing celebration service in honor of Chizoba Wigwe, wife of Herbert Wigwe, by 6:30. Stay with us, everyone.